So my name is Shelby Scott, and I'm the Training and Engagement Coordinator for Nevada Volunteers. And so we focus on administering federal funds and also supporting nonprofits throughout the state. So nonprofits come in all shapes and sizes. They can be defined in many different ways. The core way to define a nonprofit is definitely by their mission. Do they have a community-focused mission? And if they do, and they're fulfilling that mission through services or through different mediums, then I would define that as a nonprofit. Nonprofits provide a variety of ways of meeting the needs of their communities. We see that through direct service, and that may be providing meals to people or providing services to people in need. And it can also range as far as virtual work. So for example, you may have a lawyer who's providing pro bono advice to a family who couldn't otherwise afford that advice. So although it mostly comes down to semantics, the biggest difference that I see between NGOs or non-governmental agencies and nonprofits is that NGOs are mostly going to focus on public services. So that'll be mostly focused on direct services for the needs that they have identified within their communities. And nonprofits can range from direct service all the way up to some higher level skills-based volunteer services. I would say that if you are considering starting a nonprofit, no matter where you're considering starting it, that there's a few things to think about. One is about your passion and about the goals that you're expecting to achieve. Know that it may be very challenging and that it may be difficult to get buy-in from the community, but there's a really strong network internationally of nonprofits that would love to talk you through any of those challenges. The community is very, very open and excited to bring in new organizations. So if you know of a friend or even an organization within your community that you admire, please don't be afraid to reach out and ask for advice or ask them about how to start. Whenever you think about starting your organization, one really important component is the strategic plan. And some of the major pieces of that would be your mission. So really getting to the root of your goals and what you expect to do with your organization. One thing I would think about starting with is definitely having some sort of online presence that you can always refer people back to. So whether it's a website or a Facebook page or even just a way to share documents electronically, this will be a really quick and easy way for you to share that most important information. In addition to that, once you have that space and you're able to share that information initially, it's really great to follow up with people by phone or even in person to discuss your mission and to answer any of their questions. A lot of times what I find is when we simplify our missions, which we definitely should, there's always going to be a lot of follow-up questions, and you'll find that donors and people who are thinking about participating with you will be a lot more confident in their ability to work with you if they have a very clear understanding of what you do and how they can help. Once you have your mission, a strategic plan would include some of the steps that you plan on taking to achieve that mission. And so that can include just some outputs and some goals that you are planning on measuring to achieve that goal. And through completing that strategic plan, you're much better able to present your organization and your goals to the public and to funders. So it's a really, really useful way to start your organization and to start communicating what you do.